Today, we're going to teach you the difference between do and make and how to use them correctly with clear examples you can steal and use immediately.
No long warm-up, straight to the point. And if you want to keep improving your English fast, subscribe to Denver English Listening Podcast.
Because on this channel, we focus on the real English you actually need for everyday life, work, and confident conversations.
Let's start with the simplest, most useful rule. Do is usually about performing an action, especially a task, work, a routine, or a responsibility.
Make is usually about creating, producing, building, preparing, or causing a result. So think, do, perform, and make, and create to cause. When you get stuck, ask yourself one quick question. Am I doing an activity or creating an outcome?
If it's an activity, especially something that feels like work, duty, or a process, use do. If it's an outcome, something you produce, decide, prepare, or cause, use make. This one mental check will fix most mistakes instantly.
Now, let's go deeper into do. We use do for tasks and general activities, especially when we don't name a more specific verb. That's why you hear, I have a lot to do today. What are you doing later? And I'll do it in a minute. Notice how it can mean almost any task. We also use do with household and daily responsibilities. Do the dishes, do the laundry, do the cleaning. Do the shopping, do the chores. In these, you're not creating a new object. You're performing a routine. We also use do with work and professional actions. Do research, do some work, do business, do a project, do a report. And yes, you can say do a report, meaning you complete it, even though you also write a report. English is flexible, but the feeling is still complete a task.
Here's another major use of do. Activities in general, especially when we talk about exercise or something that's a practice. We say do exercise, do yoga, do Pilates, do stretches, do cardio, do weight training. Could you make these? Not naturally. You perform them. You do them. We also say, do your best, do your part, do your duty, do the right thing. All of these are about performing actions or fulfilling responsibilities. And one more. Do is often used when you're talking about a problem or situation. What can we do about it? There's nothing we can do. That meaning is about taking action, doing something to change the situation.
Now let's switch to make. And this is where learners often improve the fastest because the collocations are very strong. We use make for creating or producing something. Make a sandwich. Make breakfast, make dinner, make a cake, make a cup of coffee, make tea. Even if you're not literally building the food from scratch, you're preparing a result. We also use make for producing things in a general sense. This factory makes cars. The company makes software. She makes videos. He makes music. And we use make for creating plans and choices. Make a plan. Make a decision. Make a choice. Make an appointment. Make a reservation. These are classic. They're not tasks in the same way. These are outcomes you create and then they exist.
One of the most important categories for make is results, especially abstract results. This is where English really leans toward make. For example, make progress, make improvements, make a change, make an effort, make a difference. Again, you're creating an outcome. You can also make money, make a profit, make a living, and make friends. You're producing a result. Money appears, profit happens, you establish friendships, and of course, one of the biggest ones, make a mistake. This is a phrase you must memorize. It's not do a mistake. It's always make a mistake. If you want to sound natural, lock that one into your brain. Make a mistake.
Now let's talk about make, meaning cause, because this is extremely common in real conversations. We say, that movie made me cry. This song makes me feel calm. The news made him angry. Your message made my day. The joke made everyone laugh. In these sentences, make is not about producing a physical object. It's about causing an emotional or physical reaction, creating a result in someone. Another key structure is make plus someone plus base verb. Examples: my boss made me stay late. They made us wait. Don't make me repeat myself. She made him apologize. This structure is powerful, natural, and used all the time. If you master it, your English will sound much more fluent.
Let's do some quick contrasts, because contrasts make the difference clearer than rules. You do homework, but you make a plan. You do the dishes, but you make dinner. You do exercise, but you make progress. You do your job, but you make a decision. You do research, but you make a discovery. You do a favor, but you make an excuse. You do your hair, meaning you style it as an activity, but you make your hair look better, meaning you cause a result. Notice what's happening. Do feels like completing an activity, and make feels like producing or causing an outcome.
Now here's a section that saves you from a lot of confusion. Some phrases are just fixed in English. Even if you can logically argue both sides, natives strongly prefer one. So learn these as chunks. With do, the most common are do homework, do housework, do the dishes, do the laundry, do the cleaning, do chores, do exercise, do yoga, do business, do research, do a favor, do your best. With make, the most common are make breakfast, make lunch, make dinner, make coffee, make a cake, make a call, also give a call. But make a call is very common. Make an appointment, make a reservation, make a plan, make a decision, make a choice, make an effort, make progress, make a mistake, make money, make friends. The more of these you store as phrases, the less you hesitate, and the more natural you sound.
Let's do a mini practice set you can repeat out loud. Try to copy the rhythm, not just the words. I need to do some work today. I have a lot to do before noon. Can you do me a favor? We did the shopping already. She does yoga every morning. Let's make a plan for the weekend. I made a decision, and I'm sticking to it. He made a mistake, but he learned from it. They're making great progress. That comment made me uncomfortable. If you can say these quickly without thinking, you're on the right track.
Now, a quick grammar note. Do is also a helper verb in English questions and negatives, and that's separate from the do versus make meaning. But it's still the same word, so it matters. We ask, do you work here? Do they live nearby? Did you see that? We negate. I don't know. She doesn't understand. They didn't call. And we use it for emphasis. I do want to help. He does speak English. I did try. This is one of the reasons do appears everywhere in English, so don't let that confuse you. When do is helping the sentence, it's grammar. When do is the main verb, it usually means perform a task.
Before we wrap up, let's correct a few extremely common errors that can make you sound less natural. Don't say make homework. The natural phrase is do homework. Don't say do a mistake. The natural phrase is make a mistake. Don't say make exercise. The natural phrase is do exercise. And be careful with make a photo. In most everyday English, people say, take a photo. Also, remember that context can change the best choice. For example, you can say, I'm doing a presentation, meaning you're delivering it, but you can also say, I'm making a presentation, meaning you're creating the slides and preparing the content. Same topic. Different meaning, doing or performing, making or creating.
So here's your final practical rule you can use today. If it feels like an activity, a responsibility, or a task, choose do. If it feels like a product, a decision, a plan, or a result, choose make. And if you want to lock this in fast, do this challenge. Write 10 sentences about your week, 5 with do and 5 with make, and say them out loud twice a day for 3 days. If you want more lessons that are direct, useful, and focused on real English, subscribe to Denver English Listening Podcasts, and I'll see you in the next video.